Welcome, Dark Warriors. This is Rumin. Welcome back to Ratchet and Clank, one of my all-time favorite games. Let's take a second to look around to really appreciate the planet we're on. This game, every planet looks completely different. Every planet has a unique skybox, so I think it's a good idea to just look up at the sky on every planet because there's a lot of sky detail, a lot of ships flying around. Makes the world feel alive. Wow, look at all those ships, they're really cool. Anyway, I want to go over some pretty cool details in this game. So, as you can see, we don't have a ship at the current moment. Usually, when you have a ship and you load up the game, you will see a little loading screen of your ship flying to whatever planet that you're on. See here how you can physically see the ship fly to the planet? Well, right now, we do not have a ship because Ratchet crashed it in the previous cutscene. So, when you load the game, you won't see a ship flying to the planet, which is pretty interesting to me. Yeah, see, look, no ship. Cool level of consistency there. That's a very small detail. Oh, look at that big ship right there. Whoa, cool. Anyway, I like to make these 100% playthroughs as convenient as possible, and the first route we can go through is this route, but I like to actually do this route later because it's faster to do it later. So first, let's go over here. That's right, I'm playing optimally. All right, very tough platforming here. Gotta do big old double jumps over these gaps. Jump. Something that's a little bit annoying about this game on some platforms is the game will magnetize you towards different platforms. So on these platforms, if you jump towards them, your momentum gets like really halted when you jump towards them. And that is because the game is like gravity-fying you towards the platform. But it's not that big of a deal. It's easy to get used to. They actually took that out of Ratchet and Clank 3 because I think it messed up some players. Because I think this feels more natural to be able to like jump on platforms without a subtle piece of gravity like magnifying you towards platforms. Anyway, first gold bolt right there. There is 40 of them in this game. I think there are 40 in the first 3 Ratchet and Clank games, like 1, 2, and 3. They all have 40 bolts each. Right there. What you want to do is upon coming through this section right here, see these walls. Got to wall jump between these 2 walls. And it'll be right there. I'm gonna collect this bolt over here. That one was in the wall. I saw it shining a little bit. Let's go over here. I like how these doors have like futuristic sound effects. Pretty cool. I like how when you get closer to this gear, it makes a spinning sound effect. Really cool. That's why I'm playing the PS2 version, because I swear the PS2 version got rid of some sound effects. I mean the PS3 version. I'm playing the PS2 version because I think the PS3 version like messed up some sound effects. Platform here. I don't think there's any gravity on this specific platform for some reason. And the funny thing is that even though these platforms, or some of them have gravity, the gravity will push you away from the platform. So, I don't know, it's kind of funny. Anyway, there are some crates up there. Gonna go get those. I think collecting bolts in this game is really satisfying. Like, it feels really weighty. In the later Ratchet and Clank games, the bolts feel lighter. It's hard to explain, but when you're just running around collecting bolts in later Ratchet and Clank games, the feeling of collecting bolts is just lighter. Which I know some people might think that is more satisfying, but having these like rustic, like dull bolts and like having a lot of them spill out of crates and then being able to pick them up like this, I think that's really satisfying. Later Ratchet and Clank games, bolts are worth more, so they don't need to spawn as many bolts out of crates in order to have you get the same amount of bolts. Which saves on resources, but the amount of bolts in this game that fall out of crates, specifically the first Ratchet and Clank game, very satisfying. Some very narrow pathways here. Gotta be careful. Might fall.
Dad blast it!
Look, plumber's crack.
What did you just say?
I said, look, the plumber's back.
All right, wise guy. Shouldn't you be on one of them escape transports?
Escape transports?
Newsflash, giant robots attacking! The escape transports are taking all the rich folks off this gall-darn planet.
So why aren't you on one?
Socioeconomic disparity.
What?
He hasn't got enough bolts.
Working people have to wait for Captain Quark to save us.
Well, got anything worth a lot of bolts?
I got this thing. Shows two weirdos ditching their ship. It's got coordinates to a desert planet, too.
An infobot. Ratchet, we could use that.
It costs 500 bolts. We have 2,000 right now, so we're fine.
Geronimo!
Did he just slide down a sewer pipe?
Mayday, mayday! This is the solar ship Radical. We seem to be under attack from the planet's surface.
Relax, kid. It looks like some sort of fireworks display. Probably in your honor.
Whoa! That was close! Ah!
Pipe down, I can't concentrate.
Oh, we've been hit!
An unexpected detour. When we land, I'll see if I can scare up an exhibition for you.
We're not gonna live that long!
Kid, let's M-screen!
Eject! Eject!
Did you see that guy on the left? That was Skid McMarx.
Does he know Captain Quark?
I doubt it. He's a pro hoverboarder, always going off about how cool he is.
Looks like he's in trouble.
I'll say. I've never seen him look so freaked out.
Gadgetron Infobots give you coordinates for new planets. Now that you have the Infobot for planet Iridia, you'll need to find a ship to get there.
I always find it interesting how that specific text box comes up right now, how the Infobots works.
To enter look-around mode, press and hold the L1 button.
Because the reason why we're on Novalis is because we got an Infobot for Novalis on Veldin. Clank gave us the Novalis Infobot, and now we're on Novalis. So, yeah, kind of late for that Infobot.
Use your weapons.
Anyway, look at this. You can see the entire level down there by looking out this window. Very cool. And all the details there, too. So we actually go to that plateau down there later. We actually run through that building over there. Wow, so cool. Very cool. Good attention to detail in this game. So that's the plumber. He's one of my favorite characters personally. And I think he's also one of Insomniac's favorite characters for obvious reasons that I won't get into at the current moment because spoilers. Anyway, yeah, this is a very cool room. I love how we're in this, like, garden at the top of this building. And we have these, like, giant stained glass windows that kind of have, like, a warbly effect to them. They actually warp the clouds behind them. Very cool. Whoa, look how fun this is. I remember when I first played this game and I jumped down this sewer pipe, I was like, wee. Even though you're not, like, controlling it at all, it's just automated. All right, now we're gonna jump straight into the action. But first, do we have enough money for bolts? No, we do not. The bolt economy in this game is very strict, but we will have enough bolts for that brand new weapon by the time we're finished with this level. Whoa. Something I always liked about this game, and it's such a small thing, but in this game, when you jump into the water, like, look at how it, like, moves and splashes with Ratchet. Look how it, like, bobbles up and down. Even the plants in the water bobble up and down. You can even push the plants around. Very cool. I know it's like a very small thing nowadays, but when I first played this game, I noticed that, and I was like, whoa, it's like real. It's like real life. Anyway, a lot of enemies here. Huge ramp up in difficulty. These guys go down in one hit. I think these guys also go down in one hit, don't they? No. Oh, these guys take 2 hits. Whoa, we're getting tricky. This game's getting very difficult. Got some bolts here. You want to make sure you're collecting all the bolts. Even though there is adaptation in this game, even though the game adjusts itself to the amount of bolts you get, and you'll get more bolts if you don't collect many bolts on later levels, I still think you should still collect as many bolts as you can on every level, even if later levels won't give you as many bolts. So yeah, don't worry about that. Don't worry about the adaptation. Just kill enemies, collect all their bolts. That's the best way to play. And at the end of this level, we're going to go back and we're going to buy that 2,500 bolt weapon anyway. So that will get us below the bolt quota, and that will give us more bolts in the next level. It might sound complicated, but it's really not. It's not complicated. 2 bomb gloves there. Gonna use our trusty bomb glove. I like how Ratchet is a customer of Gadgetron. Like, he has this bomb glove before the game even began, and he has the help desk girl assisting him with building his ship at the start, so it implies that Ratchet is actually, you know, like a fan, I guess you could say, of Gadgetron. He trusts their products, and we're going to use their products throughout this game to help us save the galaxy. So jump over this railing, big jump there. The Hyper Strike is the same strength as 3 normal wrench swings, so it's a very good move. I actually think it's quite overpowered. They should have nerfed it. Anyway. I always wonder what the point of that was. Like, why destroy the bridge there? In the 2016 game, they actually changed that cutscene to play in real time. Like, it just gets destroyed, like, while walking through the bridge, which I think is pretty cool. But in this game, it's a cutscene. Gonna jump down here for some bolts and ammo. Run around. There's this path over here that has like nothing over here. I always thought that was strange. I always thought, like, why isn't there a gold bolt over there? There are a lot of places in this game that look like they would make great spots for gold bolts, but there aren't any gold bolts. And I think that's because the developers really liked the number 40. I think the developers saw the 40 bolts that they placed, and they were like, well, if we had like another bolt here, another bolt here, then it won't be 40. It won't be that nice even number. So yeah, anyway, gonna kill this guy. Gonna collect these bolts. Did I kill those guys over there? Or did they respawn? I don't know. Anyway, I have a lot of enemies here. Whoa, so many enemies. Very tough. Make sure you deal with those guys promptly. The wrench is better for those guys than the bomb glove. Anyway, it's not over yet. Because right here, we have 3. Count them, 3. Very tough enemies. They all have projectiles. Oh boy. Hit you, and bomb glove you. Oh, that was tricky, you guys.
Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. Oh, what are you? Mercenaries? Torturers? Assassins? I'll tell you anything. Here, take my infobot. It's all I've got left.
Sir, we're not assassins.
Hold on. Let's see what he's got.
Has this ever happened to you? Hi, I'm Captain Quark, and believe me, there's nothing worse than staring down a Blargian snagglebeast from the inside and knowing your equipment isn't functioning properly. That's why I come to Al's Robo Shack for all my electronic needs. Al has been the exclusive repair shop for my super electro gadgets since I was knee-high to a sand mouse. If Al can't fix it, it's not broke. Right, Al? You said it, pal! So if you're fighting crime, or just fighting grime, come to Al's RoboShack in Metropolis for all your robotic repairs. Al's RoboShack, it's Quarktastic!
Do you know what this means?
Yeah, Captain Quark is really sold out.
No, it means Captain Quark is on Metropolis. We could tell him about this invasion.
If we had a ship.
What? A ship? What? You're not going to torture me? Well, as planetary chairman, I could arrange for you to borrow our courier ship.
Cool.
You can count on us, sir.
Right. Thank you, your chairman shipliness.
Now that you have coordinates to 2 new planets, you can use your ship. Press the select button to bring up the map. Your ship is marked with a star.
Map is also on the select button. I love that cutscene. Yeah, Captain Quark has really sold out. I swear the dialogue in this game was a little ahead of its time. I love Ratchet and Clank's banter in this game. Ratchet feels Very realistic. Yeah, make sure to run around this big circular area here collecting all these bolts because they do help you. Let's collect all these bolts. Nanotech over here. Looks like I don't need it. Did that cutscene refill my health? I don't think so. Ah, I missed some bolts over here. Okay. There we go. Collected all those bolts. Yeah, I think this game is very funny. I think that previous cutscene is one of the funniest cutscenes in the game. Like, I remember when the Blarging Snagglebeast was gonna eat pork and it was just for a commercial the whole time. I thought that was, like, really funny because it makes you seem like he's, like, playing in a movie or something, but no, it's just the commercial. Anyway, we will be doing that part over there later because it is better to do it later. I love the animations for getting into the ships in this game. Anyway, that is Novalis. That is everything that I think is convenient to do on Novalis at the current moment. We got 1 gold bolt. We'll get the other 2 later. We can't actually get one of them right now, and I think it's better to get the other gold bolt when we come and get the other gold bolt. So you can get 2 of them on your first visit, but it's better to get the other one along with the other one later, if that makes sense. We have Iridia and Kirwan. We are going to go to Kirwan because it's more convenient. We'll do Iridia later. I'm playing this game in a least amount of steps kind of way. So, you know, the game directs you to Kirwan first, but it directs you to Iridia first, but we'll need to take less revisits if we come to Metropolis first. It's just more convenient that way. You might be wondering, why didn't we do the other path in Novalis? Well, it's because it's more convenient to do that path later. And yeah, look at Metropolis. Look at this planet. That's right, at the start of every planet, you have to, you know, just appreciate the scenery before you get on with it. Look at the ships flying. It makes you feel like these people in these cars, these flying cars, have their own lives and stuff. I love how the buildings have vegetation over it. It's a very cool detail. There's the blimp flying around the world. All right, very cool. Sure to appreciate the planets in this game. And there's another blimp. Oh, there's 2 blimps. I thought there was only 1. I didn't know there was 2. Anyway, yeah. So that'll be it for this episode. That was Novalis. That was everything we can do in Novalis. And that'll be it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching, everybody.